Hey, it's Jen Maleka, the Holistic Health Boss, your functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner and expert. And this week, I want to encourage you to write a new story when it comes to your health and your healthcare. It is time that we change this. It's time for a new health story when it comes to healthcare, and it all starts with you. I got into functional health coaching because of people like me and you, because we are basically busy professionals yet very, very health-minded, because we have been told that maybe we look perfect on paper by our doctors, but didn't feel like our former energetic, healthy selves that we once knew, and have struggled to find the reasons why. I know that I personally have. And because we've been given a this pill for that mentality, and it never ultimately has solved our health issues, it only provided a band-aid for it. And because people like you and I want to find the missing pieces to our health story so that we can finally get back to feeling like ourselves again, or maybe for the very first time. Now, you and I are not alone in these ways or in these thoughts. Every single client that I have worked with or person that I've had a consultation with has felt this in some way or experienced these things too. Oftentimes we might find ourselves stuck in the cycle of trial and error, as my mentor and the founder of Functional Diagnostic Nutrition, Reed Davis, says. The cycle of trial and error is when we go from one doctor or specialist or practitioner to another, spending maybe lumps of money looking for a complete solution to our biggest health complaints, only to maybe get one disconnected piece of information at a time that ultimately leaves us feeling confused, exhausted, or financially drained with little to no actual relief for whatever is ailing us. It's easy to wind up in the cycle of trial and error when you solely rely on resources only provided by your health insurance, or maybe when you don't take a stand for your health and demand better care, or when you're in denial about the lifestyle changes that potentially need to be made in order to improve your health. This is why, or where, it's time to write a new story about your health and your health care. One that includes feeling educated and empowered to ask your doctor the right questions, to get the answers that you are looking for so that you can get back to feeling like yourself, or maybe get there for the very first time. A new story that includes acknowledging the changes that might need to be made to support your health and taking responsibility for yourself and your health. One that also includes health insurance coverage or reimbursements for unconventional types of testing, treatments, and therapies that are actually going to help prevent and or reverse disease. So in this week's blog, I want to share with you a little bit more about how we can come together, we can unite to write a new story for the future of our health and our healthcare, and specifically for our future generations. Now, in the book Unconventional Medicine by another one of my favorite mentors, Chris Kresser, he outlines some of the major shortcomings in our current approach to health and healthcare. When it comes to healthcare, some of the biggest shortcomings that he notes includes things like misaligned incentives between insurance companies and the patient or client needs. Also how big pharmaceutical companies influence the types of healthcare and solutions that are being provided, and some of the bias in medical research that's happening because it's being sponsored by pharmaceutical companies or those that have a conflict of interest, as well as the broken payment model based on treatments that are not necessarily the most effective or supportive or supported by current evidence-based research. Now, when it comes to health, Chris Kresser also points out in his book the 3 deeper reasons why healthcare in many parts of the world is doomed to fail eventually. And the first one is the modern day diet and lifestyle are not aligned with our genetics or our biology. The second one is how modern medical approach is not designed to address chronic disease. And the third one is how the current medical model doesn't support interventions that would have the biggest impact or prevent or reverse disease and lower overall long-term cost. Now, the simple fact is that our healthcare system is designed to address acute ailments and emergency situations, not to prevent chronic disease, which continues to be on the rise and the leading cause of most death now in our nation or around the world. We have to demand change for our health, for ourselves, and for those future generations. Now, I recently had the pleasure of attending the New Health Vision Tour in San Diego, which is an event where a group of functional medicine doctors, naturopaths, health coaches, and individuals or health-minded individuals came together to help spark the change and create a movement. Each and every single one of us that was at that event was initially inspired to get involved in functional medicine and this movement in some kind of way because we had either experienced or witnessed a transformational health story. A transformational health story that maybe involved thinking unconventionally in order to find health solutions, taking a stand for adequate healthcare and not settling for less than what we deserve, maybe focusing on improving diet and lifestyle to promote better health, tapping into community, spirituality, and a team of health professionals to support better health, and having to pay cash to access the right lab tests and resources to find the missing pieces of the puzzle were all commonalities in these transformational stories. Now, the first moment I knew that I needed a new health story was when I was diagnosed with skin cancer that wasn't hereditary and at the early age of 25. And at the time, my doctor didn't have a good explanation as to why. So I took it upon myself to change my story by doing my own research, seeking out alternative testing and resources, and changing my lifestyle. And now I've been skin cancer free for 10 years. My health story then had to change once again a little over 3 years ago when my weight got out of control, my hormones went on the fritz, and all the doctors or specialists that I saw were just telling me that I was getting older, or maybe that I had gained muscle and that I should just keep an eye on it. Well, that wasn't good enough for me. So I decided to change my health story again by becoming my own health detective, running functional lab tests and paying for them out of pocket, connecting with others who had experienced this too, and by investigating environmental toxins such as toxic mold that were creating this chaos inside of my body. As a result, I've lost the weight, I have zero hormonal issues, and I'm in remission for Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune thyroid disorder. So today, I want to encourage you to start writing a new health story for yourself too. One that tells the tale of your journey, how you've overcome obstacles, and one that portrays the health you desire to have. You can share your story and join the movement for better health and healthcare that New Health has created with their Vision Tour by recording a 60-second video on your smartphone starting with the moment I knew, and then share it along with me on social media with the hashtag new story, and then you can pass it on or help a friend share their new story too. For ideas on what kinds of things that you might want to share, you can start out with maybe the moment I knew that health doesn't come from a pill, or my doctor wasn't listening, or I needed to take a different path, or the moment I knew that my food impacts my health, or the moment I knew I couldn't get well alone, or that my thoughts affected my health. Now, always remember, you are not alone, even though it might feel like it. Your current health story or situation is like so many others out there. You always have a choice or a chance to change it. And I'm always here to help you. If you need help getting your hands on the right lab tests and resources so that you can find the missing pieces to your health puzzle and get back to feeling like yourself again, you are always invited to schedule a complimentary Ideal Health and Weight Discovery session with me by clicking on the links below or going back to the email where you found this or hitting up my website at wholistichealthboss.com. It's time for us all to write a new story, to come from a place of empowerment and encouragement, to come together as a community and as a society so that we all can be in better health. I hope that this video has inspired you in some kind of way. And again, I invite you to record your own 60-second video and post it along on social media with me so that we can spark the change that needs to happen within ourselves and within everyone else. All right, you guys, that's it. I'll see you next time on the blog.